Well, to begin with, the topic is very interesting, sir. Troubleshooting. And just on the information of my all the friends online over here, almost now 82 people are there. I just finished a minute back a session on a challenge given by our AP Singh sir, our International First Vice President, about being strong on 31st of December, closing it strong, finishing it strong on 31st of December, and how to go about it is aiding 2 members per club and actually at least 1 club per district. And that would probably make us strong by 31st of December. So I'm trying to relate this with troubleshooting. I do not know what Lasantha has in his mind, but troubleshooting is something which is a challenge to you and me and everyone. And we come across kind of things as far as troubleshooting is concerned. We meet it, we come against the challenges, and we find a solution. And at times we don't find a solution. But over here, being an international director, I can talk a lot, but at the moment, the challenge at the moment in front of us is to finish strong on 31st of December. Of course, on 30th June too, but an immediate goal of finishing strong on 30th or 31st of December. So what we talk about troubleshooting, what are the things that probably can come up when we think about it? I do not know how you perceive it, what goes in your mind to meet this challenge. But just finished about a 1.5 hour session and kind of things where some are very pessimistic, some are very optimistic. They keep on talking about troubleshooting in various different areas. But I personally feel that unless you have a mindset that whatever troubleshooting you come and you face, you are going to find a solution to it. Well, that's the end of it. There could be anything. I don't know how Lasantha is going to pursue troubleshooting. I'm talking from my perspective. Because one word can have so many perceptions. But at the moment, nothing is opening my mind except for membership. There's only one thing going round and round in my mind. And in my opinion, well, I'm not going to history of membership or a CAT seminar. But in my opinion, solution lies in open communication. If the communication is there, probably you can find or handle any troubleshooting can handle. A simple example, a troubleshooting, I just got a TV replaced about 2 or 3 days back. And troubleshooting started over there that probably was not knowing how to bring in a particular app onto the main screen where it becomes easier to operate whenever you want to. But it was so simple, it is okay, you do not know. The company has provided a manual to you. Just open up the manual and read it, or go on a Google and put whatever question you want, and there'll be 10 answers to you, how to go about it. And probably if you start following those steps, well, you're handling that thing is over, and probably you can do it. And I think same thing exists everywhere. The problem with us is that we would like to join an organization and not read the manual. Well, that is not done. That is just not done. Joining any company, if a person is aspiring to go on a higher level to become a vice president of the company, or becoming or having a higher what do you call this position, or jumping into a startup company and trying to be a successful entrepreneur. Well, unless joining a company and becoming a vice president, unless he reads the manual of that company, that what all is there in this, from where is he going to start? He cannot. He just cannot. Buying any gadget, even your smartphone, you're buying it, unless you're going to read the manual, what all it can offer, I'm sure you are not using it. Just going a little off track. nagaRAJU, Nokia, now well, Nokia doesn't exist anymore, but Nokia in those days reduced the price and started selling at a mind-boggling low prices nobody could think of. And I read it somewhere, I don't know how far it is true. They found out that 65% things that can be made available to people, they are not using it to knock it off and reduce the cost. 65% of the things with that small instrument offer were not used, and 65% of people are not using it. It was never used by anybody. Then why spend money on it? Now, if a troubleshooting comes in such an area, what do you do? Everything has been removed. And a troubleshooting comes over here, that person wants to do something, is not able to do it. How is he going to handle that troubleshooting? The idea is that if the person knows it does not exist, he's going to save all that time and probably buy another instrument if he really wants that. because it doesn't exist in this particular instrument. And that he can only and only know if he's going to read the manual. Nobody reads the manual. Nobody gets in the depth of it. Everybody just talks about the troubleshooting and the crisis at this stage, and they're asking for a solution. 10 other people will join them. It is not possible. That will create a mindset. It is never possible. And then that will go on and on and on. And this is what exactly with the pessimistic people is happening with Mission 1.5. Otherwise, I personally feel that there could be any number of things. But if troubleshooting comes in any area, well, the person is well read, has a well connect, has the right people to approach, the right mentor to guide. I don't think there is any problem over there. Well, Lasantha, I don't want to get trained to your area, what you are going to tell. I'm going to learn from you a lot. But this is what came to my mind as a director. There's one area I wanted to address was, please, all my friends, because I know this 80 people, 90 people over here are sincere lions. Lionism is very close to their heart. Please go back to your respective district and please spread a message, and you yourself spend some time. You yourself contribute if you can. 2 clubs per member, that's all we want, nothing more than that. 2 clubs per member. And if you can do that, I think a lot of work would be done by 31st of December. And then on 1st January, we can take on in details how to go further. On this note, nagaRAJU, thanks, I would say, very much for giving the opportunity. And a big thank you, because you again and again, whenever I come, so many times I must have jumped into this SkillUP program. 33rd episode is not a small thing. And reading those code of ethics, well, again, I get an opportunity to go through it. So thank you a lot for that. On this happy note, I declare absolutely this particular session inaugurated. And I like to wish Lasantha all the best, a very dear friend. Lasantha, I've not seen Sri Lanka for quite some time. Since, the negative side of the nagaRAJU, we are developing so many LCIPs that you and me are not going anywhere now.
Right.
This is on the lighter note, okay? Don't get it. This is on the lighter note. But this, I fully, absolutely inaugurate this particular session, and also wish you all the best. I'm here to listen to you. I'm here to listen to you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, nagaRAJU.
Thank you, Director Pankaj Bhai. Though we call you Director, we still call you Pankaj Bhai because that's how we've been calling you. And then we love calling you Pankaj Bhai. So thank you, Director. And I'm very happy that you've inaugurated, and also you've given us your personal experience to tell us what troubleshooting is and how just going through the manual is enough to help us troubleshoot. And also you gave us a call to think of our membership growth and all that. Thank you very much for that note. Thank you once again. So we move on to the presentation by Lasantha. Lasantha has been a very, very dear friend of all of us. He was here in the last series also last year, and he has come here a second time. And Pankaj Bhai, as he told us, this is the 3rd time he is inaugurating a session by a session of SkillUP. So thank you very much. So I think there are so many LCIPs who want Director Pankaj as the chief guest. Typical these days, what I am doing is I am giving freedom to the LCIPs who are making the presentations to choose their own chief guests. So everybody wants Director Pankaj. Anyway, so we are coming to the...
nagaRAJU, my video is over. I'm very much here. Lasantha, I'm very much listening. Don't think I've disappeared. Don't think. I'm very much here.
Thank you so much. Thank you. LCIP Lasantha Perera is from Sri Lanka. I don't need to tell you that. I think he was a district governor, a council chairperson in the year 2015-16. And he is one of the most popular and extensive trainers with the highest level of qualifications in Sri Lanka. And he's one of the most sought after trainers. And we are very happy that he's here with us today to talk about troubleshooting skills. He was the co-chairperson of the seminars and workshops committee of the ISAME Forum when it happened in Sri Lanka, like the recent ISAME Forum in Hyderabad in 2017, I think, I'm not sure. So the ISAME Forum happened in Sri Lanka, and at that time he was in charge of the seminars. And that was one of the very well-attended programs. And then Lasantha did a great job as the program co-chairperson for organizing seminars. And he was also the GLT multiple district coordinator for the multiple district 306. He has been a resource person at almost all levels of LCI institutes. And as I told you already, He's one of the most sought-after trainers that we know. He's a product of the Royal College of Sri Lanka, and later he did his post-graduation food science technology from the University of Jayawardhanapura, and he holds a higher diploma in information technology also. So he's absolutely comfortable using technology. When you see his slideshow, perhaps, so you will know how good he is at it. He participated in many different international programs, including the very senior corporate managers leadership training program, which happened in Japan, Tokyo. And he participated in that. And then you can see his passion for learning and also training. He is currently the chairperson and CEO of the Genius Associates Limited, which is a ISO certified company in Sri Lanka, and he's an the executive committee member of the Federation of IT Industry in Sri Lanka. So a very, very eminent, busy, and highly talented, skilled, wise LCIP. And I invite Lasantha to make the presentation now. Lasantha, the floor is yours.
Thank you, nagaRAJU. And first, I must say Merry Christmas to all of you all in this Boxing Day. I'm very glad that I'm having this opportunity in these holidays and also to give you the presentation of the 33rd SkillUP program. And first of all, I must thank nagaRAJU for initiating this program and also, that continuously supporting all the leaders to perform themselves in this platform. Right. And talk about the chief guest today, our International Director, Pankaj Mehta. In fact, he is a very sincere friend of mine. In fact, he is one of the trainers of mine in the early days. And I had the opportunity to work with him in different faculties as institutes as well. And he gave us a very good opening to my subject today. And thank you very much, ID Pankaj, for accepting the invitation in today's program with your busy schedule. And today's the topic that nagaRAJU has given, which I've selected, is troubleshooting skills. Troubleshooting skills, and it is which makes building confidence and capability in problem solving. That is how I like to introduce this topic. But when you talk about the troubleshooting, I would like to make this presentation as easy as possible and interesting for you all. In fact, talking about this troubleshooting, there should be a problem to solve, right? Without any problem, there's nothing to troubleshoot, isn't it? Yes. So what is the problem? That is the first question in that case. What do you call the problem? In fact, a problem you can define as a matter or situation regarded as unwelcomed or harmful and needed to be rectified or overcome. So that is called problem. There will be that problems always unwelcome or not easy for you and need to be addressed and overcome. So that is called problems. People are using this word in different ways, right? You have heard those words, very funny words. Your problems are your problems. Your problems are not my problems. My problems are my problems. So you don't have to worry about my problems. Those are the things that ordinary people always say, right? Some people say, any problem, no problem. Have you heard that? Right. So people are saying about the problems, but they don't know what the meaning of that, but they feel something with this problem, word problem. But everyone has problems, right? All of you all have problems. Yes, everyone. If it is not, of course, that's another issue. You can't say I have no problems, right? Everyone has problems. But depends on the weight of the problems. People reacted in different ways. Some people neglect that. Some people take that seriously. If it is too serious, you are getting mental depressions as well. Some people tend to suicide because of the problems. Yeah, that is happening. But in our case, actually, we should know how to overcome these problems, how to troubleshoot them. That is the most important thing. So whatever the problem that you are facing, that you have a solution. So, and also as lion leaders, I must say, because all of here, I believe these 101 people attending here, all are lion leaders. As lion leaders, you should be able to help others solve their problems, because we are here as lions to solve problems, isn't it? Right? That is why we are gathering here. So it's very, very important to know how to solve these problems. So,
Lasantha, I think that spelling error on the slide title is deliberate. I think I am sure you made it deliberately to begin with a trouble with spelling.
now you can see in this picture, what you can see here is actually now the person in the left extreme having a problem, thinking about it, right? Then he finds a solution, technique, way to overcome that. Then he is happy, right? That is a very simple way of saying this situation. In this today's session, what I'm going to do is talk about the definition of this troubleshooting techniques and key characteristics of the effective troubleshooting. Thirdly, troubleshooting process and tools and techniques available that you can use, and common troubleshooting scenarios in Lions Clubs for us, and practical tips for lion leaders are my session's objectives today. So going to the first one, that is the introduction to troubleshooting. What is the definition of troubleshooting? Is a systematic approach to problem solving aimed at identifying and resolving issues effectively. There are two terms actually that you have to take up. That is actually identifying and resolving. So if it is not there, that is not the troubleshooting. So you have to firstly identify, then resolve it. What is the relevance to the Lions Club? That is our issue, right? That's important. That's the enhanced Lions Club operation and project execution. If you can solve any problem, very easily you can do that. Build leadership capabilities or credibility in leadership. As leaders, of course, you have to be credible people. If you can solve others' problems, you are increasing your credibility and strengthen teamwork and decision making. So that is among the lot of advantages. I select these three as the most relevant things for our lions. So going to what are the characteristics of the effective troubleshooting? So everything has a characteristics. So first thing is actually analytical thinking. When there's a problem, you should be able to analyze that, break down the problem into smaller, manageable components. If you take everything to your head, of course, you are finding difficulty. So you should be able to analyze the problem. And secondly, patience and persistence. You have to be very cool when there's a problem, when you heard of a problem, when you have a problem. And you have to be focused on that and absorb the thing, right? Which is called resilient when issues are complex, right? And you have to have very good communication skills. Why it is that? Because when there's a problem, actually, you should be able to explain that, or heard about that, and get all the information, relevant information. There's actually, you have to have a very good clarity, and you should be able to ask questions very clearly, and also express your views. So that is the communication skills that you have to have. And also, you have to be a bit creative. You have to have out of the box thinking, because whatever the solutions you are providing has to be unknown by others, or they have never heard of, or never thought of. So it's very important, those skills, the characteristics that you have, if you have those things, actually very easily you can handle any problem. Right. Now, the process of troubleshooting, that's very important. So if you split that process, actually, first thing, actually, you have to identify the problem, right? What has happened? When it started? So those things, actually, first you have to start from the beginning. Then gather all the information regarding this particular problem. Facts, data, observations, and go deep into that one. And thirdly, analyze the root cause. There are so many techniques that you can use for finding out the root cause. One popular way is a very easy thing, is the 5 ways method. And the other one common method is fishbone diagram. I will explain to those two what it is. And then you have to develop a solution, because you identify, gather information, find the root cause, then develop the solution. And there we have to brainstorm the multiple options. For any problem, there can be more solutions, right? If you are finding a solution, that is only yourself. But as a team, if you are finding a solution, you have to brainstorm your ideas, because your idea is not the best one. The others' ideas can be the better ones. So you have to think of these brainstorming options and evaluate their feasibility, because the solutions has to be feasible. And finally, implement the solution and monitor it, because sometimes your solution can be implemented, but it's not going forward. So do have to all the time monitor it, whether it is happening, and resolving the issue. So this is a very simple process of troubleshooting. As I told you, analyzing the root cause is one of the most important things. In fact, problem solving is one of our course in our curriculum in science programs. There we explain this 5 why method. That is, when there's a issue, first thing that you're asking is why, 5 times. For example, so you're caught when you're driving, when you ran through the red light, you're caught. Then the cop came to you and give me your license. I'm giving you a fine. You're fighting with him. No, I've not done it. So you're fighting with him. That is not the solution. You have to find why it has happened. First, why? Why you cross the red line, pass the red line? Because you are late to work, right? Why you get late? Because you woke up late, right? Why you got up late? My alarm didn't work. Oh, why is it not today only? What is going to happen? Because it exhausted battery, no battery there. It's gone, power is dead. So there's no alarm. So why you have not replaced the battery? I forgot to check that. So with 5 whys that you have found the root cause, because we have not replaced the batteries. Tomorrow it can be happen again, right? So this is the simple way of finding a solution. But my dear friends, this is actually the process which can be used for simple issues or moderate issues. For complicated issues, actually, that is not a method that we can use. But most of our issues you can apply. Only thing is we are not thinking why, right? Or we think only once. No, you have to repeat that for 5 times, which is called 5 whys. I think if this is clear for everyone, you can apply this and try. But only thing is when you apply this with someone else, you have to be very patient and very polite, right? You can't be a dictator and say, why are you doing this? What are you doing? Why? You can't shout that. You can't get the answer. So you have to very carefully, cautiously, patiently get the root cause. That is the technique that you have to use here, right? In the next, finding the root cause is very popular method in most of the cases, actually. That is actually the fishbone diagram. I think you have, every one of you all have seen Hollywood or Bollywood movies, especially the horror, the action movies or those sort of movies. You have seen the group of policemen are analyzing or finding the murderer or robber. They put all the here and there lineups and photographs, maps, and something like this. But the example that I took was you had a bad coffee. You are not liking this coffee. So you are shouting at the coffee shop manager, this coffee is not good. Some people might not think that, right? But there may be, if there's actually too many complaints, actually, it's duty to find the root cause for this bad coffee. So there may be so many reasons for that. Maybe the material using, maybe the equipment that they are using, maybe the procedure, maybe the people. Sometimes actually, if the waiter that serves the coffee is so rude, then your coffee doesn't taste well. You find it that coffee is bad, right? And also, you're getting wrong bill. Again, you feel that that place is bad, right? And also, they are not properly served you. Again, the people. Likewise, if you get the material, the sugar that they have used is not good, right? Or the creamer that they have used for coffee is not good, or maybe expired or nearly expired, right? That may be the reason. And not only that, equipment that's not warm enough, or not in a dirty basket, dirty cups. That may be reason for you to say coffee is bad. Not only that, the procedure, the mixing is not done properly. The too much of water, right? Wrong size filters. There are so many ways that the procedural errors. So if you just say coffee is bad, there's no meaning. But if you take all the reasons what could cause to the coffee is bad, very easily you can rectify the problem. Maybe the milk, maybe the sugar. Then all other coffees will be excellent, right? So you can apply for anything, any situation, right? So this is one way of finding the root cause. And very interesting thing that you have to learn is tools and techniques that you can use for troubleshooting. One thing is mind mapping, which can be used for not only for troubleshooting, for anything. And flow charts, checklists, SWOT analysis. I'll take one by one. You may have seen this sort of diagrams here and there. In fact, this is called mind mapping, where the problem, right, to solve the problem, there should be a problem, circumstances, solutions, others. You can take everything into one picture. Forget about the problem solving. My problem is the public speaking, right? I don't know. I'm very, very, very bad at it. My problem is that. So my middle comes to my given topic. First sketch that I am using, it can be the introduction, right? Thanking the introducer. Then the briefing of the topic. Then what's in the content. The second part can be the content one. That can be a stories, facts and figures, the findings, early findings. So the second item in the top middle. This is the opening. This is the middle you can take. The fact two. Again, you can say there are facts, figures, there are stories behind that, personal believings. Likewise, you can write your mind mapping very easily for public speaking. Finally, you can have a conclusion, right? Brief the thing, thanking the opportunity, and something to take home. So likewise, my problem is public speaking. You can have a mind map for public speaking. You can apply for this for everything. Very easy. Second technique that you can use is actually the flow charts, which our company is using all the time, right? Which I took course because I am on the IT company. I have seen our technical manager has these sort of things. What they do is monitor is not working, right? Is monitor plugged in? Yes or no? If it is yes, burnt out, yes or no? They replace the monitor. Then if it is not burnt out, check the cable. So this is the very easy way of, if you have a flow chart, actually very easy. If you are aware of this ISO certification, ISO user manual is all comes with the flow charts. All engineers like these flow charts because engineering back everything very easily defined in flow chart. You never miss anything. So my dear friends, is one way of one technique that we can use. Sometimes nowadays, everything is AI, artificial intelligence. Sometimes these answers are given by robots, right? What they have given is feed the flowchart properly. If they ask this question, this is the answer you are getting automatically, right? This is the future. And other thing is checklist. Everyone knows how to use checklist. You are preparing checklist all the time, right? What are the checklists that you all the time using? Right? If there's a function, definitely you are using a checklist. If you are going for a trip, you prepare the checklist. Clothes, everything is there, right? If there's an event, of course you are doing that, right? Because that you want to overcome any issues. Checklist can be used for solve your problems. Step 1, 2, 3, 4. Or else you can use like in the right side, why, what, how, where, who, when. Because when you ask for a problem, when you identify the problem, you might miss certain things. If you have these things in writing with you, and if you can tick everything that you are sure that you found out every possible causes and all the details with this technique. That is the advantage of using this, because if you are asking about the problem, you can call him and again ask for the same thing, no? Right? So this is the thing to avoid any something missing in your finding out. So find the techniques that you can use is a SWOT analysis, right? We always talk about the SWOT analysis in Lionism, how to use that in various aspects. The problem that I used is actually delays due to poor collaboration between development and marketing teams in two departments of the company. So what you can do is very easily you can make 4 squares and you can find out strengths, opportunities, weaknesses, and threats, which is called SWOT. So you get all the strengths. Experienced teams are there, and opportunities are implement regular cross-functional meetings and collaborative tools, and the weaknesses will be the poor communication and also misunderstanding of product features and marketing strategy. The threat will be you can't work on deadlines. Your thing will be delayed. So if you analyze any problem in this way, very easily you can find the root cause and also the solution for that. Right. For lines, actually, what are the scenarios that you come across, common scenarios of linism in troubleshooting? Of course, mainly the event coordination, right? We just after this army that we have seen how much of trouble that you have taken to organize such a big event, right? That's a challenges, right? So managing resources, time, and deadlines, and all the roles. We experienced that a couple of days ago, few days ago, and as ID Pankaj said, membership issues, right? That's the biggest issue that we have, right? Retaining and engaging members and conflict resolution. Of course, most of the people think only way of solving the alliance issues are conflict resolution. That is not so. We taught a lot of techniques now, right? Conflict resolution is one thing. Only thing is if you are you should know what is in the constitution. Is it a district constitution, club constitution? What is the procedure, right? And if you are a mediator or conciliator, you should be able to listen to everyone and finding an amicable solution and finding out the solution which is agreeable for both parties. And you should be able to find out the most viable solution for the issues. That is called the conflict resolution in our linism. And also, usually we are having the technical issues, isn't it? Right? Presentations, AVs, online, and all the time you have to have a plan B, right? That is actually, if fails my presentation is with nagaRAJU. He will run the presentation from that end. If power fails, I have a solution here. If the internet fails, I have a solution here. So that is called the technical things with that you have a plan B. And you can have a small case study. We have no time to do that. Just think of a key fundraiser is delayed due to unforeseen issues. That is your issues, most of the cases. Then the one activity that you can practice is identify the problem, propose solutions, and discuss implementation. That one thing you can try out yourself after this presentation because we have no time to do this sort of activity. Anyhow, the practical tips that I want to share with you is whatever the problem, stay calm. Stay calm. Even in the flight, actually, instructions that you are giving in the very unlikely event of problem in the plane, stay calm. That is what they are saying like a mantra, right? And you should be able to think under pressure. When there's a problem, you are under pressure. Of course, you have to think calm, and being under pressure, should be practice that and improve that thing. And collaborate with others and leverage diverse perspectives. Collaborate with others means actually if you listen to a problem, actually try to be within his basket. in his and get the information, right? And also, if you get trying to find a solution, listen to others, right? And find out different solutions that will help you. And use feedback and refine process and prevent recurrences. This is very important because when you listen to a problem and giving him sort of an answer, always look for his feedback. That will give you whether he likes or not. First appearance is a like or not. That your way of thinking and your way of talking. And if he doesn't like, you can change yourself, right? You can, so after that, you can, prevent any other issues after that. And whenever you have a problem, one thing you have to have is actually you be positive. Always maintain a solution oriented mindset. So you don't say, no, I can't do that. No, it's not, it's an issue actually. What do I do? No, you have to be positive and you think that I can come across this problem. We can do that. We can find a solution. So those are the practical tips actually as lions we have to have. As a summary, troubleshooting is very, very essential for effective leadership. How can I say that? You have seen the leaders. Some leaders have the followers. How they found out these followers? How these religious leaders become such a followers? Because they found out the solutions for them, right? When you're finding out the solutions for others, you are becoming a popular leader, right? That is called effective leaders, right? That is the important thing. So this is one thing that if you can find out that good troubleshooter or you have improved these skills, actually that will improve your leadership skills. And the structured approach saves times and building confidence, right? Structured approach. For example, if you are not prepared, it's not the structured approach to find out the solution. It won't save your time. You have repeatedly find out various things. But if you are prepared and go there, that will build others' confidence as well. For example, in my country, if you go for a court for any issue, it will drag for ages, right? For a decision, right? So what will happen? People are not confident about that process, right? That will happen in every place actually, right? In even bigger issues, the drop of confidence or losing of confidence is the issue. So structured approach is there that will build the other person's confidence as well. And nothing will come very easily. But what you have to do is actually practice, and preparation ensures the better outcomes, right? If you are going to find out, talk about any issues, make sure that you are showing that you are prepared and you are always, if you are conciliator for anything, at least be there with a pen and paper, so that people know that you're prepared and you're finding out all the facts, right? And also, if you are repeatedly practicing anything, you are becoming an expert, right? So, my dear friends, so our session's objectives were, right? Defining the troubleshooting skills, key characteristics, the process, tools and techniques, common troubleshooting scenarios for lions, and practical tips. I think I have explained everything in this session. And one thing that I would share with you, if you have a hammer, you tend to see every problem as a nail, right? That is actually, if you are skilled enough to address any problems that you feel that you have a hammer, that you can hit all the nails. Thank you very much for the opportunity and given this opportunity on the 33rd SkillUP program, and hope you all enjoy with what I have taught and grab something out of that, and wish you a very happy new year of 2025. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lasantha. That was a really brilliant presentation. I think you have covered everything related to troubleshooting. So I'm reminded of my younger days. So when I was doing my post-graduation, I always thought troubleshooting was creating trouble. So I thought, how can we be a troubleshooter? How do we look for more troubleshooters? Later, I realized troublemakers are different and troubleshooters are different. In fact, they are the opposite of each other. So as committed lions, and as leaders, every one of us has to learn the skill of troubleshooting so that if there are any small issues at the club level, at our level, wherever we are, whatever is our position in lionism, at our level. So we must make a very sincere effort to ensure that the trouble is solved, the problem is solved. Sometimes we can preempt them. Sometimes after the trouble has arisen, we can resolve them. Before I throw the floor open for questions, while Lasantha was speaking, I just created a poll and I will just show that poll to you. And before I launch the poll, I just would like to tell you that whenever it's not a quiz, it's a poll. When I show you a poll, it means that all answers are correct. So you can choose whichever answer you think is right. It's your opinion. So give your opinion. The question is, what do you find most challenging when troubleshooting problems within a training situation? Suppose you're organizing a training institute, you are inside a training institute, you are doing something relating to a training program. So which do you think is the most important? All answers are correct, as I told you, but choose your choice, make your choice. Yeah. Answers have started coming in. Everyone can vote. You can give your vote. Good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. I think answers are pouring in. There are about 100 people. I think every one of you can participate in the poll. Whenever opportunities like this come, I think we have, this is an opportunity for us to exercise our option and give us our opinion, participate in the poll. This itself is a learning experience.
And also everyone is very quick responses and effective participation in the poll.
Good, good. The co-hosts cannot vote. All others can vote. So the question, I'm repeating it. What do you find most challenging when troubleshooting problems within a training session, within a training environment? What do you think is the most important for you? Do you think that identifying the root cause of the problem is most important? Do you think effective communication is very important? Do you think the right resources, finding the right resources and tools is most important? Or keeping a positive attitude throughout is very important. So I'll close the poll in the next 30 seconds. So I think about 43 people, sorry, how many? I think 43 people have voted so far. I'll just wait for a few seconds more. Surprisingly, the results are very, very interesting. I'll show you the results. Yeah, I'm closing the poll now. I think you can see the results now. Most of you, almost 30% of you said that identifying the root cause is the very important thing. So I think unless we identify the root cause, we cannot resolve an issue. I cannot troubleshoot a problem. I think almost an equal number of people have voted for finding the necessary tools and resources, which again is very important. I think all of you, I think, have given your opinion. As I've already told you, thank you very much for giving your opinion. I'm stopping this. Stopping sharing this. I've come back. In case you have any questions now, you can raise your hand so that we'll unmute you and you can ask your question and Lasantha will answer the question. We have the chief guest also is there in case we need any help from him. I'm sure he'll be more than willing to give us his opinion also. So questions, please.
There's one question on the chat box. What is the
Okay.
first step of troubleshooting?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is identify the problem.
Right. The first step is to identify it.
Yeah.
The 5 whys way, and there are 3 or 4 different techniques suggested already, I think. You can choose any one of them and identify.
Yeah, first you have to identify the problem. What is happening and what is it started. Likewise, you have to identify the problem is the first step of troubleshooting.
In fact, if I were making this presentation, I would add one more pre-step, that is preempting before the trouble has arisen. Maybe you can have some tips up your sleeve and you can try to ensure that trouble does not arise at all. Suppose you are a club president or a club secretary or a zone chairperson, region chairperson, whatever you are, you can foresee a possible problem and you can have some solution ready before that. Yeah, go ahead, please. Would anybody like to share your personal experience with troubleshooting? What was the problem that you had in a given situation, either a training situation or a club situation? May I request our chief guest, Director Pankaj, to give one or two instances when I think, troubleshooting skills served you resolve issues.
Well, one of the situation where the multimedia was just not functioning. What happened was the cables were put in the wrong socket and the laptop busted. And all along the while, everything busted. Now, what do you do? What in such a situation? Well, as far as I was concerned, okay, I was well prepared with the topic. I'd done it earlier. It was probably not as effective as it could have been, but sailed through very nicely. But for other trainers and other, you're talking trainer perspective, I'm talking about, that all these kind of technical difficulties at time we need. So my suggestion always would be, when you're talking about the root cause is, do you have the copy of your presentation in the worst situation where you can refer to, let us sail through that particular situation. And it's a practical personal experience that I've been through. I can't hear you
very much.
I can't hear you, nagaRAJU.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much,
Okay.
Director Pankaj.
The best thing I liked about was the flowchart.
Yes.
Simple and good. It was very, very simple way. Very, very simple way. The flowchart where not much of hi-fi or any complications required. It is a very, very nice tool that you are presenting.
If you are holding any important leadership position in your club, even a checklist will help you a lot. So if you create a simple checklist, so before you go to the meeting, before you organize a session, before you do something, even if you have to organize an online program like this, suppose you have 10 things that you need to take care of, put a tick mark before the program has begun. Perhaps that will be an extremely useful, preemptive way of resolving issues. I think all of us must try them. So the various techniques that Lasantha had suggested, if we put them into practice, I'm sure everyone will benefit. Any other? I think M31. Mr. Galaxy M31, I have unmuted you.
Sir, Lions Club.
Do you mind giving your name first?
Member, I'm Arun Nigam from District C21E.
Great.
And my contention is that Lions Club is suffering due to loss of quality members. So we should make Lionism expensive by raising the international dues so that it goes beyond the reach of the poor and common people, because they are not quality people, and when they are not interested in giving something, they are interested in getting something, we can't get good results. That's my view.
Thank you, Nigam, for your opinion. But I think this is a different topic altogether. When we discuss membership issues, perhaps we'll discuss this. That's a great idea. That's a wonderful opinion on that. Maybe there might be lots of different opinions and whether Lionism should be open to only the poor, only the rich, only everybody. I mean, whatever. That's again another area. We'll discuss that. Sure, certainly. Thank you very much. Mute yourself.
Yeah, thank you very much, nagaRAJU, for giving me this opportunity, and I must congratulate Lasantha for this fantastic presentation, and also ID Pankaj. There are very important tools that Lasantha mentioned about the cause and effect diagram and the mind mapping and also checklist. So this cause and effect diagram is very important because it is a participatory way of solving a problem, because all problems are man-made, right? So majority of them, and man have to find solution. So the cause and effect diagram, especially I'm mentioning because I'm very strong believer in that. Where in factories, in classes, and wherever you go, more you get involved, as LCIP nagaRAJU said at the beginning, more minds, more heads, more solutions you get. So rather than having one mind, one head, it's always good to have many and get ideas so that you come out with the root cause and many ways of solving. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Indra. This is one kind of brainstorming. Yes. Anandi, do you have a question?
Yes, sir. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, please. Go ahead.
Yeah. This is regarding retention. What are the challenges we face during retention? We motivate, we have lots of orientation, indoctrination program. In spite of after the second year or the third year, the clubs are lost. How to sort this problem, sir?
Do you have a question of the technique? Instead of going to one single issue, do you have a question about the technique? So do you think any one of these...
diagram, through the diagram, what to do? We do lots of research, and only we put in members into our organization. But at the second year, somehow we are not able to catch hold of the members, all of various professions. We have been in... we have taken them to 2-3 meetings where they were impressed. Then only they have enrolled. In spite of it, the second and the third year, it's very difficult to sustain those members. And sometimes every year it happens, the clubs goes into status quo.
Yeah, I understand. Do you think any one of the steps is going wrong, or are we wrong at any one of those steps that Lasantha had suggested?
Yes, we have to practice.
Which step needs to be redone?
Maybe
Lasantha, do you want to answer that question?
Yes, actually, most of these issues, actually, we come up with the issue, right? And also we are waiting for the answer to come, right? But what we have to do, first thing, actually, we have to take the piece of paper, write the possible causes. As I told you, maybe there are so many techniques, a few techniques I show you. There are in different management books that you are getting same thing here and there. But only thing is, rather than, thinking of harping on the same thing, you write it down and finding out different ways, what is the cause of this, what can be the solution, and find out detail each and every aspect. So that if you can't find out the solution for that, one thing that you can do is consult someone else. Ask the problem from the hierarchy, or share with other, brainstorm with other colleagues and find a solution. So if you can do that in a big way, try to do that, right? We are not practicing that, right? I'm not practicing that for all those things, but if we can do that, that's very easily we can find the root cause, right? You may not be able to find the 100% solution, at least to understand the situation and think of a possible way to overcome. So that is my thinking of both the questions that they have asked.
Okay. if I have understood Lasantha right, what he suggests is, suppose retention is my problem at my club level. So I go through this. First, what do? I identify why am I not able to retain my members. So whatever technique, whether it's a 5 whys question or maybe any other technique that I use, the fishbowl technique, whatever, then I identify. If I identify the problem, maybe if I think coolly, I take feedback from people, I apply analytical thinking, and I begin finding alternative solutions. Whichever solutions works best for me in my situation, I apply that. Still, if it does not work, maybe I'll seek experts, opinion experts.
Very
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah. Next, please. Next question, please. If we don't have any other questions, I would like to once again show my screen to you. One moment. So this is the schedule for the future fortnights. But someone asked me why there were 3 presentations in December while it is a fortnightly program. So there was a reason. The reason was there were too many applications this year. Too many people wanted to make presentations. So I had to add a few more sessions in between so that we will have more than 2. And the second reason was because of the ISAMI forum last week. So we had 1 session advanced to the previous week and 1 session pushed to the next week so that the ISAMI forum will not get disturbed. So immediately next week, it's not after a fortnight, it's on 2nd January. We have the next presentation by LCIP Dr. Lakshmi Murthy from multiple district 320. And she is going to talk on situational leadership. I invite Lakshmi to please come forward and then unmute herself and propose a formal vote of thanks and also invite everybody to her presentation.